tips and advice that you have for students out there looking to get their foot into the door, maybe working for a club or with athletes or brands like that? Like, what are some final key tips you would give them?
Yeah, so I think the first one, I will just, kind of repeat myself. I think
Sure.
if you have zero experience, like I did back in, 2014,
Yeah.
provide your services for free. I'm just saying, like, just try to get your foot in the door because it's a very, very competitive market,
Yeah.
very difficult. You will have, a lot of different experts that will even work for free for some brands just because they can say, I work with that
Yeah.
company, or I work with that club, or I work with that athlete.
Right.
Just saying, my experience with SS Lazio, with FC Bayern Munich, with Columbia Athletics, with New York Cosmos, that's four different companies and entities I work with for free.
Yeah.
That landed me my job after at AS Roma, which
Right.
took also a lot of time, a lot of effort, working on weekends, working during, 4th of July. Like that doesn't, you're always working because you don't work on Italian holidays, you don't work on American holidays. So you just work on the clock. I
Yeah.
think like most importantly, when you're a student as well and you're really just starting, you have to understand that the person that you work with, like their manager or the director or the VP, whoever he or she is within the a sports entity in general,
Yeah.
they don't want problems. They already have enough problems. Just bring solutions. Like you have to have the mindset, or you are the problem solver. And
Mhm.
then you will stand out from the crowd right away. No joke.
Right.
Like if you have that mindset from day one,
Yeah.
where you are just solving their problem
Yeah.
and making their life easier, that's it. You're set. Like you're gonna be there for as much time as you want,
Right.
and you will stand out from the rest of the people, right? Because that's just how the way it is.
Right.
And I think going back to like maybe like to talk about the CV in general, I think that's important because sometimes SPG Sports also hires, whether it's interns or coordinators or
Right.
managers. Like
Yeah.
instead of focusing on things that you have already done, focus on the things you have achieved so
Mhm.
far. Like that's the most important. Use data, like use percentages, use numbers. Like just to give you an example, do not say to me, I supported or helped the marketing department with the operations of a football camp in somewhere around the world. It doesn't mean anything to me, right? It's just a
Right.
sentence. But if you say to me, I supported in a, let's say, 20% increase in revenue for all football camp operations
Right.
over the last year, that's something that I can use and say, okay, wow,
Right.
20%. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be, it doesn't matter how big the number is, but the
Right.
fact that you're more analytical, you like use data
Right.
and numbers, I think that's where you differentiate yourself in your CV as well.
Yeah.
Because believe me, like for the students, when starting off, clubs, leagues, or just in general sports entities, agencies receive so many emails, even from like people that have 5, 7, 10 years of experience within the industry, who would kill to
Yeah.
continue working in the sports industry, who would kill to work with different athletes around the world. So
Right.
you have to really bring something and start small. Like nobody, it's a marathon. Like you take your time thinking about what is the best way to approach someone. Do your homework beforehand and try to connect the dots. I think that's important. Like that's what I do every single day. Try to understand what that party needs, what they want, how they operate a little bit, how the way
Mhm.
they think. Try to connect the dots, bring them solutions, bring them new ideas, fresh ideas, and